One day life is normal, and then the next, this happens. As who's responsible, who's to blame? Could it be drones? Well, actually, maybe, as of course, that conversation just got a whole lot more interesting. As of course, Donald Trump made some very important announcements that now we are finding out that there's actually more drones in more different states with more serious questions about them. This, as we still have the larger backdrop that could be connected to what's happening in California right now that Joe Biden is trying to explain as just some kind of a bad rap for the governor of California that allocated a tremendous amounts of funds on illegal immigrants rather than, of course, the local constituents and the infrastructure of his own state.
Right? When they do that, guess what? They shut off the power that controls the ability to pump the water. And so now they're getting generators here. I mean, this is complicated stuff. They're going to have a lot of demagogues out there trying.
And nope, Jack, that's not how it works. He just literally made that up. As the damage that's being done right now to one of the most expensive and most beautiful places on earth is extensive. It is just flabbergasting, shocking, and surprising to see this level of just total annihilation of a place that so many people coveted, so many people loved, so many people liked, that has been eviscerated just like any type of freedom or economic opportunities in the state of California. As of right now, we got the latest death toll of 16 people. Expect that number to rise drastically as the life and property loss is still not accurately calculated, as we still have many fires ongoing right now, as the incoming president of the United States just made some very interesting comments about drones that I think is worth paying attention to, as some people are correlating it with these fires.
Any idea whatever happened to the drones?
What happened to drones?
Well, you had said that you knew you thought the government knew what was happening with these drones over New Jersey. There were some by Bedminster.
I don't know. They're over Bedminster a lot, so I can imagine. I'm going to give you a report on drones about one day into the administration, because I think it's ridiculous that they're not telling you about what's going on with the drones. And it's not only with me. Glenn was telling me today that in Virginia they have drones all over the place too, and nobody's reporting it. I don't know why they're not. Do you want to say something about that?
Just one quick comment, which is we are home to the largest naval base in the world in Quantico, and we house a lot of the SEAL teams and have a huge national security infrastructure. And now for 2 years running, we have had drone incursion over secure airspace, and we still don't know why. And I think that's absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah, as what in the world's going on here? As those questions still remain, they went away very quickly as with the onset of this H-1B visa debate, with the onset of the larger kind of terror attacks that happened on day one of 2025. And now with the wildfires, everyone kind of forgot about them until that one reporter decided to ask Donald Trump about it when he was meeting with fellow Republican governors just a few days ago at Mar-a-Lago. As the comments get a little bit more bizarre, a little bit more wild from the future president of the United States, who, unlike this current regime, unlike this current establishment, isn't just speaking out of the both sides of their mouth when it comes to this larger drone issue, and actually is promising to give the American people some answers rather than some confusing gobbledygook absolute nonsense, as this government that currently is in charge has been giving us multiple different explanations that just don't add up, don't make any sense, and has added to the larger speculation and fear that a lot of people have faced now because of their unwillingness to actually be honest with the American people.
President Trump and the new leadership coming in, I think, will work diligently to understand who's behind this and what we do in order to stop the digital surveillance of all of our secure infrastructure.
Is it dangerous?
Well, I can tell you this. While we were dealing with a terrorist attack in New Orleans, we had drones being flown over our nuclear reactors in Louisiana. And we brought that attention to the FAA. We've been asking the FAA to give these states the ability to mitigate these drones. And it's sitting on some bureaucrat's desk. And that's real.
Whoa. Hey there. Why haven't we heard about that one? That's another big one that is important to know. Drones over nuclear reactors and facilities in Louisiana during a major terror event. Yeah. Whoa, hold on there. Yeah. Well, are we Are you kidding me? And you're telling me no one has got a grip on this? No one understands what's really going on here? That we don't have an official explanation? As of course, the more you look into this entire story, the more wild and bewildering it becomes. As of course, these are the stories that we know about. Now imagine, speculate the stories that we do not know about.
They don't want to talk about it. Go ahead, Governor, you're going to say?
I was just going to say we have drones in Wyoming flying over our infrastructure as well. And it's incredibly frustrating that we not only have no way of knowing what it is, but nobody knows how to deal with them.
They don't want to talk about it, and nobody knows why. They don't want to talk about it. That could be us sending drones. I hope that's the case, us doing it and doing research, and maybe they don't want to talk about it from that standpoint. I hope it's not an enemy, but we're going to find out on the 21st, the day after. You have to give me a little time for the inauguration, but shortly thereafter, we'll give you a report on it. We'll tell you exactly what it is. They know, and it's very strange that they aren't talking.
Yeah, that's huge. I'm going to be waiting for this particular report, as of course I think it's more important than ever to actually get some legitimate answers and an understanding to, hey, this is happening now in multiple states. This is happening in multiple jurisdictions, and the top leadership of the state can't crack this one, can't figure it out, can't understand, can't give their constituents an answer to, hey, this is what's happening within our own state. So this is big. This is major, as we could expect some major fireworks on day one of the Trump administration that, of course, we are going to be covering live here on this particular YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification button. As you can see, we are having a lot of tumultuous issues financially that are not easy to deal with. We still have a few hats left, a few signs left, a part of our larger fundraiser on SaveLukeNow.com in order to pay off the larger lawyer that we have to get to deal with this larger, huge IRS bill that I'm personally dealing with right now. That's not fun to deal with. So we got a lot of good products available to you. We're trying to rearrange things. There was an unfortunate thing that happened to our podcast that really sucks. We're trying to figure it out, how to bring it back, how to make things kind of happen again in a good, kind of honest, coherent way. And we're up against a wall here, and it's not fun. But hey, if you guys like what we're doing, if you've been around with us for over 20 plus years that we've been around, support us, because we need your support more than ever. And one quick, easy way is to just become a monthly supporter on LukeUnfiltered.com, and you get a lot of really cool things in exchange for that. Or you could just buy some of the limited edition items that we have available to you that also go towards our kind of legal fundraiser. But either of those, SaveLukeNow.com. Click the link down in the description below to learn about what we're going through and the larger kind of uphill battles that we have here as an independent media organization. As truly, we're in one of the darkest times for this news organization, and your support is more crucial than ever. And we can't thank you guys enough for all of your support, all of your dedication, and truly, just understand, we're in a very tough spot. SaveLukeNow.com, as of course, I'm going to continue on with this particular news story, as now we have this from the Mirror talking about mysterious drones that have been spotted flying over the California wildfires. As of course, we continue to get footage like this that a lot of people are correlating and saying, hey, something's up here. As other people are saying, stop it, that's just a shooting star. As other people are saying, there's other kind of sightings here, specifically with drones being unaffected by 50-mile-an-hour winds. Other people are playing footage like this, specifically highlighting this little segment here, showing that this larger kind of light streak in the sky is going back and forth. And of course, now there's also a lot of fake videos and photos out there as well that are circulating on the internet saying, hey, there's drones in Louisiana, Virginia, New Jersey, and other parts of the United States. You think that there's not any drones right now in California? And of course, there probably is. Now, are they the secretive kind of weird car-sized drones that could evade detection and take down other smaller drones around them that police departments have had a very difficult time tracking and actually finding? Are those the same ones that, of course, were over Bedminster and New Jersey? Well, we don't have any kind of conclusive reports or evidence suggesting that. All we have is a lot of weird, kind of blurry, weird images and photos saying, hey, look, there's drones now over these wildfires. As the speculation is, of course, growing. Why is it growing? Why are people now coming to their own conclusions? Why are people more conspiracy-minded more than ever? Because the government is full of crap, and they're not being honest and transparent with the American public. Therefore, they breed a lot of this larger suspicion that wouldn't even be there if we just had a semblance of some kind of open dialogue and communication that was honest, that was real, that was at least truthful. And of course, the American people haven't gotten that in a very long time. Will we under Donald Trump? Well, that's what a lot of people hope for. As we do know for a fact, there are some types of drones flying over the LA fires, and those are private drones, as now multiple law enforcement and authority figures in California are coming out and saying, hey, please stop flying your private drones. They are interfering with aerial firefighter efforts. As of course, we would absolutely understand that probably is a likely scenario that's unfolding here, as we even have one documented case of a Canadian super scooper plane, a plane designated to pick up water and then take off, that was actually grounded because it was hit by a civilian drone. So yeah, I know people want to catch the crazy footage on their drones, but this is not really the time to do so. This, as we're dealing with a very severe situation that clearly takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of time, takes a lot of understanding, and a lot of people don't have that. They don't have a lot of patience here, as the National Guard has been called in order to enact a curfew and to try to curb looting, as we also got news reports of LA cops rushing to Kamala Harris's Brentwood home, as there was reports of people there potentially trying to break into it. This, as tempers are flaring, as a lot of people are also now describing how there's scenarios that accuse Kim Kardashian of wasting water on her garden rather than conserving and saving water so they could be enough in the fire hydrants that, of course, have routinely been tapped and dried. As a lot of California residents are now asking, why are we paying so much in taxes as we can't even deal with wildfires? Where is the money going to? As, of course, that money is going towards illegal immigration and changing the face of this country demographic-wise, as the state of California literally spent billions of dollars on free healthcare for illegals while they were making significant budget cuts to the fire department.
A healthcare benefit for migrants. They are now going to extend free healthcare to migrants between the ages of 26 and 49. That's going to cover 700,000 additional people and cost the state $2.6 billion each year. Now, that's added onto that's added onto California's deficit, which is already $68 billion.
Yeah, they'll just spend it like it's going out of business, because that's exactly what California is doing, as they have shown to be not prepared for these larger situations that clearly they have failed their constituents on. As a lot of people are even going further than just saying the government failed here, the government let us down, the government wasn't prepared for this, as individuals like Mel Gibson are even hinting at the larger possibility that all of this could have been engineered, could have been started, could have been provoked by some nefarious actors here. As on Fox News, this is what he had to say.
Well, I know they were messing with the water, letting reserves go for one reason or another. They've been doing that a while. California has a lot of problems that sort of baffle the mind as far as why they do things. And then in the events like this, you sort of look, well, is it on purpose? Which, it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be, I don't know. Do they want the state empty? I don't know.
Well, Mel, there's already talk, and we played a couple of sound bites of reimagining the way rebuilding occurs. And obviously there's a great need for high-density housing in California and across the country. That's a big push by the climate folks. And you're already hearing rumblings of that. In this case, like, goodbye single-family homes, hello high-density housing.
Yeah. It's pretty scary, and it'll take decades to do that too. It's like even if it if it's a good idea, which I don't know if it is, but reminds me of the old cattle barons clearing people off the land, But I don't know. I can make all kinds of horrible theories up in my head, conspiracy theories and everything else, but it just seemed a little convenient that there was no water, and and that the wind conditions were right, and that there are people ready and willing and able to start fires. And are they commissioned to do so, or are they just acting on their own volition? I don't know. But they seem...
Yep, as a lot of people have those larger questions, as of course, clearly there's negligence here. But are there actors here decisively acting in a way to not just make these fires grow, not just to make them larger, but to create them as well? And I think with the way that the government has been acting, especially within the last 4 years, I think they're possible of doing any sorts of horrible atrocities that they could get away with. Now, is that what is happening here? Again, we have no empirical evidence. We have no proof of this at all. We have speculation. Why do we have so much speculation? Because we have such a horrible, mistrustful government that doesn't give a damn about its constituents here. As of course, now we have these theories about a smart city plot, a 15-minute UN Agenda 2030 city that, of course, could be now envisioned more than ever, especially after so many people lost their homes. Their property value has just gone down dramatically. Them being able to pull permits and actually rebuild is going to become astronomically difficult, as, of course, all the rules and regulations surrounding building homes, especially with the latest kind of environmental protection agency nonsense that people have to deal with in the state of California, is absolutely massive. But who can build? The state. And how will the state rebuild California? Well, as probably described by Mel Gibson and that Fox News reporter that specifically will make it into a smart city. Now, was this a conspiracy all along? I don't know. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section below. As of course, no proof again, no evidence, just speculation. But speculation based off a lot of inklings and history and past actions from governments that have done far less awful things in order to get their way. So take that with a grain of salt. Let me know what you think down in the description below. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, and this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/WeAreChange.